What's up you guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be covering the 5 best bowling drills to be doing at home during lockdown. There are 3 actions in bowling. The first one is front on, second one is side on, and the third one is a semi action. Okay, with a front on action, you're going to be landing with your back foot towards the target, and everything is going to be in line. Some pointers to look out for: your shoulder is not going to be coming across your body. You're going to be staying here so that your back does not be put under strain. Okay, so if you had to do this, you'd feel that your back muscles are starting to tense up a little bit. So make sure that you're staying up here and then following through towards your target line. With a side on action, your back foot is going to be landing parallel to the crease. You're going to be aiming off that way. Your chest is also going to be aiming to the side as well as your hips. Okay, with this one, it is important that you actually get your shoulder in this position here, because you want to be able to pull across as you move forward. You don't want to be going out here, because that's the same thing as before. It's going to be putting stress on your back, and that's how Brett Lee actually ended up breaking his back when he was young. Okay, so side on, you're going to be looking that way with your foot. Your chest is going to be facing that way, eyes towards the target line, still looking over the shoulder here, and then you can follow through the semi action. Okay, your foot is going to be landing almost at a 45-degree angle to the crease. You're going to be off to this side. Your chest and hips are also going to align with your foot. So you don't want to be anything too extreme this way or that way. You just want to be right in the middle of the two. And then with our front arm here, you can be either this way or that way. It's not really a big issue, whatever's most comfortable for you. Okay, so I prefer this action here. So in my gather, I get here and then move through towards my target. The best way to determine what type of action you are is just to set up a camera behind yourself and just bowl a couple balls with a little bit of a run up, and then look at your back foot. Your back foot is going to determine what action you are. Don't worry about the top half of your body. It's going to be all based on the back foot. A lot of these drills are going to follow on from each other. So the first drill through to probably the 4th drill is all going to be done in an order. Okay, so starting out from the first one, moving towards the 4th one, and each of them will add an extra component to the bowling action. With the first drill, we're going to be placing our foot next to the cones. Our back foot is going to be, depending on what action you are, your back foot will be facing in that direction. We're going to get set up in our action here. There's going to be no stepping, no jumping, no nothing. Just from this set position, we're going to get into our bowling stance, and then from there, release through. The second drill, as explained before, is just going to be an extension. So once you've done about 6 to 10 of the first drill, you can now move on to the second drill, which is going to be very similar. So we're going to start in this position. We're going to lift the front foot for a couple seconds, steady ourselves, and then move into the bowling action. As you may have noticed, during all of these drills, the important part of the action is the follow through. So no matter what's going on with our run up, we're still going to be focusing on getting that energy through the follow through, because that's what's going to end up propelling the ball towards its target. So it is very important that you get that follow through to extend out a couple meters after you've gone through your bowling action. Just wanted to take a little break to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel. If you don't, you're going to get a duck in your first game back. With the next drill, we're going to take it one step further back, and we're going to walk into the action, still keeping everything the same. We line up with our back foot based on the action you are. You'll line up, and then front foot landing next to the cones here, and then pulling through towards our target line. Moving on to the 4th drill, we're now taking it even further back. We're going to set up 2 lines of cones now, making sure that the first line of cones is a little bit raised. If you've got something even a little bit higher that you can leap over as you get into that bowling action. So all we're going to do now, very similar. In the second line of cones, I'm going to be landing with my front foot here, and then back foot obviously in the same position, but just getting sure that when we get that jump, we're jumping nice and forward and up, and then landing in this position. the spinners, don't think we've forgotten about you guys. What we spoke about for the seamers, all of those drills apply to the spinners as well. Instead of obviously looking at going straight through to a target, we're going to be looking at pivoting, which we'll cover in future videos where we go into spin in a little bit more detail. But for the spinners, for now, especially going into the preseason, this drill will do more than enough for you. So all we're doing, getting in this position here, and then it's allowing us to get our arm action correct and also our wrist action. We're trying to keep the lower body quiet so that you're able to focus mainly on the top half here, and then we'll obviously implement the bottom half into the action as we go closer towards the season. So starting out just here in your spinner's action and then following through to there. It can seem very difficult if you're one of the younger guys and you don't have much strength. It's going to be very hard to get this drill down, but once you do, it's going to help you massively in terms of getting your release point correct and your wrist action correct. With this drill, it's not so important where your target area is. Just put something down to aim at and then get it there. You're never going to get it a full pitch length straight away. It does take a while to get that right, but as long as you've got a target set out in front of you and you're able to get this going, then you should be hundreds. Moving on to the fifth drill, you'll see here that I've got a ball that has already been marked on either side of the seam. If you're using a tennis ball, tape it up. It'll allow the ball to swing, and it'll show you how good your seam positioning is. So this last drill is going to be working on seam positioning. To get it right, once you implement it into your full bowling action, you're going to be bowling the ball a lot quicker, you're going to be getting a lot more swing, and you're going to get a lot more out of the pitch. So what we're going to be focusing on is trying to keep the arm still, and then just using your wrist to sort of run your fingers down the back of the ball. So we're wanting the ball to come out spinning backwards. It's going to start allowing the ball to swing both ways a little bit easier if you get your seam positioning right. So you can get into your action here, and then from this position, all I want you to do is just a simple flick. It's not encouraging throwing, it's just allowing our wrist to get into the groove of going back and forth in a straight line and not cutting off to the side, because that's where you lose speed and you lose accuracy, because now you're not pushing directly towards your target line. So just make sure we're in this position here, and then just allow the wrist to almost flick towards your target. Okay, if you watch a guy like Dale Steyn, he does it really well. Once he gets to the top of his action here, he's flicking through towards his target. Okay, so just a simple flick from here, flick. There you have it, guys. That's the 5 best bowling drills to be doing at home during lockdown. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.